What's going on, peoples? Today was quite interesting for me. Uh, it was a alright day. I went and did a little shopping. Still with God on my mind. I begin to pray a lot. I do a lot of praying. In fact, even if it don't seem like I'm praying, I'm praying. But today was a little. It was a little interesting, and I'm going to tell you about it. Today, when I'm here in Chicago, I no longer live in Chicago, but while I'm here, I'm staying with a buddy, and he said he wanted to look at a movie, and I said, cool, we can look at a movie. The movie's called 7 Pounds with Will Smith in it. And today we was looking at the movie, and then I decided that I would just go over to the south side because I was on the west side to get a pizza. I said, I'll go get a pizza and pay for some food that I ordered the other day. I said, I'll prepay for it. So I did all that. That's not important. But when I came back, the Lord had kept this movie 7 pounds on my head, and I'm like, okay, it's on my head, and I don't look at TV. I don't watch TV at all, and I barely watch movies. I really don't watch movies unless it's dealing with something edifying, for the body of Christ. That's I'm not better than anybody. It's just something I don't do. But this movie 7 pounds, it weighed heavy on me. And I got here and I began to watch the movie, and it was moving slow, but I was interested in it. And I was like, oh, wow, it's moving slow. So, I kind of fell asleep on the couch. And when I fell asleep on the couch, sometimes if the devil tempts you, God doesn't leave you. He just simply move out the way and let the devil tempt you. And the devil tempted me with my addiction. So when I woke up, God gave me words to tell the devil, God is with me. I don't care what you say. I'm not going to give in. I love God. I'm just not going to give in. And as I began to speak these words, I know they were coming from God. They were, the very prayer that I pray comes from God. But to make this so interesting, this movie 7 Pounds was still on with Will Smith. And I began to watch it again. Very deep movie. But by the time I got to the end of the movie, I understood everything. Why God wanted me to watch it and everything. So the act that Will Smith performed, he was the cause of 7 people dying, including his wife. So I guess he would be the cause of 7 people living. And upon these people, one was his wife. He regretted terribly that she died. But he said, well, since he fell in love with one person and her sickness was so rare and serious that she didn't have a long time to live. So, he did the ultimate thing for her. But long story short, Will Smith wound up killing himself in this bathtub, death by a jellyfish. Those things are poisonous. They might look interesting, but they're poisonous. And by the time I looked at the movie, it kind of touched my heart. I began to think about what Jesus did. Jesus gave his life up. And I'm sitting there praising Will Smith, not really Will Smith, but the people who did that. But God immediately came and corrected me. I began to weep because I started thinking about what Jesus did. I'm like, Jesus did that very thing right there. And I began to cry hard. Like Jesus not did it for just 1, 2, 3, 4, or 7 people. He did it for the world. And I began to cry hard. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of touching. That's kind of, it's kind of touching. So as I'm weeping, God came in and said, Mike, that is not what Jesus did. What Jesus did was offer himself up as a sacrifice. What Will Smith did was murder. He killed himself. the blessing went towards those 7. But if this was an actual thing that was done, then it wouldn't be good for Will Smith. But let's not get it confused. Jesus offered himself up as a sacrifice. He still had a choice. He still was in the body. So as he began to talk to me, he said, but you understand that Jesus is in the flesh. Every temptation that you was going through or could have gone through, just know he was in the flesh. He also had temptations of flesh. Maybe not the exact same things, but he was also tempted. He was in the flesh, and Jesus could have called for legions of angels to come and save him. And not only that, but he had a choice to bring himself down off of that cross. And then not only that, but he could abandon the mission altogether. But he said, because of what was in him. And I said, Lord, well, I know you said you was in here. He said, well, obedience was in him. And I said, obedience. He said, that's what I am. I'm obedience. I'm love. And that's the only way you can serve me, is obedience. So I still began to weep because Jesus had a choice. Jesus had a choice whether he wanted to do this or not. And he went through with it. He could have abandoned the mission, but he didn't. He went through with this, and not because he wanted to, because God pointed one thing out to me. He said, you understand, it ain't because he wanted to. No. It wasn't because Jesus wanted to. He needed to in order for him to love me. He needed to do this. He said, because he didn't want to. In fact, he called me and asked me to take it away from him. Father, if you're willing, take this cup away from me. But your will, not my will. He thought about my will first. That's what Jesus did. And as I began to think about that, I began to cry even harder. And even as I began to cry even harder, the only thing I could think about was Jesus did this for us. He did it for us. He could have called for legions of angels to come and get him off that cross. He could have abandoned the mission, but he didn't. He did it not for us first, but he loved his Father. He loved his Father. And when I seen Will Smith in its act that he did, God said that wasn't sacrifice. That wasn't offering himself up for sacrifice. That was clear and plain downright murder. But it was a good gesture, good thought, but yet still deceiving if it was true. And I still began to weep like, that's what I want to do, Father. I want to offer myself up. I want to live for these people. And he came to me and said, Mike, how can you live for them when you have not yet died for them? And no, I'm not asking you to kill yourself. But what I am asking you to do is sacrifice yourself. Sacrifice yourself. And I said, Lord, yes. He said, Mike, when Jesus did what he did, even though he had a choice because he was in the flesh, he only did it because what was in him, I was in him. I was in him, and he did exactly that, what I wanted him to do, what I needed him to do for you. And the only reason he did it is because of love. Love, love, love. That's why he did it. He loved me first, which in terms taught him to love you. He did it for you. And I began to cry even more. And I said, Lord, I need that. I need that. I need that in me. I need that. I need it. He told me, Mike, he said, well, you can have it, but I need you to do one thing. I need you to give yourself up as a sacrifice. For over almost 40-some years, you served the devil and you did what you thought was right. In fact, you were what you did. Now I'm asking you to do one thing. Kill Ghetto. Destroy him. Everything that you were about, it was about Ghetto. It wasn't about Michael. Michael laid to rest a while ago. He died a while ago. I need you to kill Ghetto so that Michael can be resurrected. He said, all that you do now, stop it. I need you to kill it. I need you to do the very same thing because you love what Will Smith did. He gave his life up for those people. I need you to do the same thing. I need you to do what Jesus did. He gave himself up for the world. Well, you do the same. But I'm not asking you to kill yourself literally, but I'm asking you to kill Ghetto. To destroy him, that he never rise again, meaning everything that you ever did for your whole life. I need you to stop it. And the only way that you, when you do these things, when you stop doing these things, you kill the old you. You are no longer Ghetto, but you are the name that I gave you, and your name is Michael. I need him to live. He said, in order for you to live for them, you must yet die. You have to die, Mike. No, he didn't say Mike. He said you must die, Ghetto, so that Michael can live. When I turn my head from looking at something I'm not supposed to look at, it's for you. When I stop lying, it's for you. When I decide not to argue with somebody who hates me and just decide to make up my mind that I'm gonna love him, it's for you. I don't just do this for my kids. I don't just do this for my aunts and my uncles. I do this for whoever watching this video. I do this for you. Because I want you to live. And no one, if you all have to believe me, but I swear I want you to live. This is for you. I didn't do this for me. I did this for you. I want you to live. I'm so serious. I can't imagine nobody in hell. I do this for you. When I turn my head from looking at anything that's not supposed to be looked at in the manner that I would look at them, it's for you. Not just for me. It's for you. I sacrifice my life for you. I give everything I know up for you. Because I love God first. Because he taught me how to do this. He didn't teach me how to love him with feelings, or he didn't teach me how to love him with words. He taught me how to love him with obedience. And I tell you now, God is like a growing addiction that I can't deny. I need him. I like the very air I breathe. But he taught me to love you, even a person that I never even met before, even a person that I never laid eyes on before. I offer myself up for you. No, I'm not hung on a cross, and I have not no wise been crucified. But what I go through, even today, to deny myself comes with a physical pain. But until I have been crucified, that is my crucifixion, because I do love you. And God knows that if I continue to serve him, that I'm doing you a justice. I'm not Jesus, but what's in me is the very same thing that was in Jesus. I love you. If you don't have to believe me, you don't have to. I don't sit here and cry because I want to cry. I show this as a sign that I'm serious and I'm humbling myself before God. But what I say out of my mouth is true. I love you, and I won't stop. I won't stop. I will not stop. I will not stop fighting for you. And I know a lot of young people have been church hurt, has been bamboozled, but I won't stop fighting for you. I won't stop reading my Bible. Every day I'm in my Bible. Every day I'm in this right here. This word of God. Every day I'm in this Bible. It's for you, not just for me. It's for you. I'm throwing everything I know away, all the partying, all the money that I can get by being in the world doing unruly things, evil things, all the things that I could have been doing. I'm giving it up for my Father first, but he told me to do it for you, and I understand. I love his plan. But if you, my family, or whoever see this video, if you love me, then live. Just live. That's all I'm asking you to do. Just live. Be curious about the truth, because it's almost time, no matter what you say. We could sit here and we could think that we got days to to depend on. But God said, take no thought for tomorrow, but live every day as this is your last one, because we don't know if it's going to be your last one. But I live for you. You don't have to believe me, but I do. I love you, and I don't care if I know you. My love is solid and sealed. Be curious about the truth. It's almost time.